Hello and welcome. We're about to dive into a really powerful story, a story about a health researcher's desperate journey to save his father, which led to an incredible breakthrough in supporting memory. Imagine hearing those words from a doctor about someone you love. That's exactly what health researcher Alan Walker was told about his own father. It was a devastating diagnosis that kicked off a frantic search for answers that traditional medicine just couldn't provide.
So you have to ask, how did it get to this point? Well, like it often does, it didn't happen overnight. It started small, with little things you might just brush off, before it spiraled into something much, much more frightening.
At first, yeah, it was just misplacing keys or searching for a word. But then it got worse. His father, who was this brilliant engineer, suddenly couldn't do simple math in his head. He started sleeping 10, 12, even 13 hours a day. He just became a shell of his former self, right in front of his family's eyes.
So they went to a doctor who prescribed a common drug called Aricept. It's supposed to help, to slow things down. But for Alan's dad, it was a disaster. It actually seemed to make things worse, causing terrible insomnia and making him even more confused during the day. And when Alan looked into the drug's side effects, he was horrified. We're talking about things like vomiting, fainting, and even mental depression. It was clear that for his father, this so-called solution was way worse than the problem.
The real wake-up call, though, came one Sunday afternoon. His father took a terrible fall down the stairs. At the hospital, they found out he'd fractured his kneecap and broken 6 ribs. And the doctors told them this wasn't just some clumsy accident. It was a sign his brain was deteriorating so fast that it was affecting his balance, his basic ability to just move.
This absolute catastrophe is what pushed Alan to look for answers outside the mainstream. He buried himself in research, and what he uncovered was a concept that most doctors never talk about: the leaky brain.
So what on earth is that? Well, think of it like this. Your brain has its own personal bodyguard called the blood-brain barrier, or BBB for short. Its job is to be the ultimate gatekeeper, letting the good stuff like oxygen and nutrients in and keeping all the dangerous toxins out.
But here's the problem. As we get older, that bodyguard can get, well, a little weak. The barrier can start to break down, developing tiny holes, and that's what scientists call a leaky brain. It means the brain's security system is compromised. And you will not believe what can slip through those cracks. We're talking about everyday toxins, things like pesticides from our food, benzene from car exhaust, even chemicals from plastics. All of this junk can get direct access to your brain's most sensitive cells. So what's causing this breakdown? Well, researchers at Tufts University point a finger at one of the biggest villains of modern life: stress. That's right. Constant, high-level stress can literally poke holes in your brain's defense shield, letting all that inflammation-causing gunk rush right in. So, armed with this shocking new information, Alan's mission became crystal clear. He had to stop trying to just manage the symptoms. He had to fix the root cause. He had to find a way to repair his father's leaky brain. He came up with a simple yet brilliant 3-step plan. Step 1, reduce the stress that's hammering the brain's barrier. Step 2, find natural compounds that could help repair that barrier. And Step 3, flood the brain with nutrients to help it heal itself from the inside out. Alan worked like a madman, digging through thousands of scientific studies. And eventually, he found them. He identified 8 powerful, natural super ingredients that he believed could accomplish his 3-step plan. He combined these 8 ingredients into one powerful formula he called Neurodrine. This was his breakthrough. So let's pull back the curtain and look at just a couple of the all-stars in this formula. First up, there's an amazing plant from Southeast Asia called Brahmi. It's been used for centuries in traditional medicine, but modern science is now catching up to its incredible power. So what does it do? Get this. Brahmi basically acts like a repair crew for your brain cells. It helps mend damaged neurons, which allows your brain's signals to fire faster and cleaner. You can just imagine what that does for your thinking speed and clarity. Okay, next up is a compound called vimpasetine. It's derived from the beautiful periwinkle flower, and it plays a totally different but just as vital role. Think of vinpocetine as the superhighway for all the other nutrients. It helps open up the blood vessels in the brain, boosting blood flow by up to 25%. This means all those amazing ingredients, plus vital oxygen, get delivered exactly where they need to go, lightning fast. So, the million-dollar question? Did it actually work for Alan's father? The answer is absolutely. The change was nothing short of miraculous. He went from being confused and withdrawn to being clear, sharp, and engaged. He was back to being himself again.
Even the doctors were stunned. They did a follow-up brain scan and saw that the inflammation inside his father's brain had almost completely vanished. They literally called it a true miracle. They had never seen anything like it. This incredible success is why Alan decided he couldn't keep this formula to himself. He knew he had to make Neurodrine available to everyone who was struggling, everyone who was scared about their brain health. And that brings us to you. How can you experience this for yourself? Well, Alan has put together a special, limited-time pilot program so that more people can get access. Because he wants you to give this a real shot, he's made it incredibly affordable. When you choose the most popular 6-month supply, you can get each bottle for as low as just $49.
And here's the best part, and this is really important. Your order is completely risk-free. It comes with a 60-day, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee. If you don't feel the difference, you get every penny back. Simple as that.
So if you're ready to protect your brain, to feel sharper, clearer, and more confident, then here's what you need to do. Click the link you see in the description below this video right now. It'll take you to the official product page where you can claim your supply of Neurodrine before they run out. Don't wait. Your brain will thank you for it.